ride yet?
You always.
You guys want to ride?
Since the day I met you, you sweated.
Eddie.
Go for a ride?
Eddie.
Everyone ignore me.
I'm Eddie.
Just stay here and be good.
But I'm still your helper.
What? Full?
When it comes back, I'm going to say, stop. This is my special chair.
Yeah, he is, ain't he?
Stay out of the Hey, Thomas.
Watch it.
And no, also, come on. Are you still afraid of Hi. Hi. Is your lantern helping you see in the dark?
It's almost. It was 20 till a while ago.
11:52.
Yeah. Yes, he is. He's actually supposed to be helping people park, but I hope they figure it all out by themselves since it didn't turn out that way.
There's Wanda. I'll do it. Tell me where.
Too big one. His umbrella killed up to 50 dudes. Oh my gosh! Save him! Save him! Save him! You gotta save him! Police, stop your dad! Stop him! Oh no, he got to you instead.
Yes.
Daddy, if you'll come up here and give the blessing, I think these people are about ready to eat.
She wants you to go say
Father, I do love you and I do thank you for your blessing. For so many friends and family, Lord. We just ask your blessings and your protection on the day. Lord, forgive us when we fail you. Lord, I'll ask your blessings on the food, Lord, and bless the people. In your holy name, Jesus, we love and honor you. Amen.
This thing.
Behind Granddaddy, we want to honor you too. Go behind.
Remembrance. Oh, that's hard to say. Remembrance. I'm trying to get everybody, as I see them come up,
Asa, you want to bring you something?
go get me one of those, will
What you want me to bring you?
Well, I don't want your cup, or do you just not want it? Oh, okay.
You point it out and I'll get it.
That's okay. We'll do that when everybody. We'll do that in a minute. Now, I was gonna say now, y'all, you gonna have to help Asa.
3 times.
Yes, it is.
How are you today, sir?
80.
Bill Hall.
I'm trying to find your baby. Oh, she's still asleep. Did you get a good shot of that cake?
I will.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you.
Maybe running around in the cold hollering Christmas.
Who's that a picture of? Veronica? I saw that and said, oh, she's going to be like, that's a mess. You ever seen that?
If somebody else told, may not be so. When we first moved, far and joined Harold and them, we were 14 years of age. We used to go possum hunting. With no flashlight. Somebody bring a pot, popcorn, lard, some salt. We build a bonfire and pop popcorn. Somebody had a possum dog. The dog would treat, and they would take a lantern, and all the rest of them would go, and somebody had to stay keep the bonfire so we don't have to come back. And then somebody had to climb the tree and get the possum. Back then, we thought a possum sold, but I found out the other day a possum don't soul. When you get close to them, their nerves go crazy and they faint. So we had a lot of possum faint. We draw sticks to who's going to get the possum to carry home. Of course, you had to put the possum under a tub and feed it corn to get all the wild out of him, because, you know, if you found a horse somewhere, you might find a possum in the horse and eating it. But every time I brought a possum home and put it in the tub, he always got out. I think my mother's one let it out. We dated a little bit with he and his wife, or girlfriend. Hal run off and got married. Now the reason Rebecca Stu and I didn't run off and get married, we didn't have gas for 25 cents a gallon. They went to Colorado, Mississippi. It's 25 cents a gallon, and he had $5 to buy a license. And another story was about, there's a neighbor had some bean hay that he had baled up.
How you doing?
They called Charles Finch, Bobby Fisher, Lunell Fisher, and myself. And he had an H-farm tractor pulling a trailer, and we was going to load bean hay on his bale with baling wire. We couldn't pick the bales up, but take two to pick it up. Well, one had to stack it, there's two on each side. Well, I just left three. Harold and his new bride was sitting over on the porch across the road, so we hollered, and Harold come out there and helped us. Now this is the funny part. We got one load loaded in the barn. Now, we get $5 to split between us. But back then, you only got $1 a day, and it's only going to take us about 2 or 3 hours to haul this hay, so man, that's big money. We got the second load up. We got down there to put it in the barn, and he brought a half a gallon jug of ice water out, and Harold, boy, he was hot. And it's his turn to go up in the loft to stack it, or help stack it. He started up the steps, and he couldn't make it. We don't know where he got hot, or he just newlywed. Now another one, it backtracks a little bit. We had a neighbor who was very stingy. He had a watermelon patch, and he wouldn't give nobody a watermelon patch. A watermelon out of his patch. Harold was in a bunch of boys and myself. We found a watermelon patch, and he eat these watermelons, bust them open, cracked them, eat them hot. It's in July, and it's real hot. It's probably boiling. And we stacked the vine.
Now, when we bust them watermelons open, I got a handful of watermelon seeds, put them in a pocket, and I brought him some. I planted some of the seeds the other day, and I brought him some plants so he don't have to steal my watermelon this summer.
Or by example, or just for me being observant. And I'd like to share a few of those things that I've learned from my dad. The first thing I learned from my daddy is trust God. Love God with all your heart and your neighbor as yourself. And I can tell you he does that. He's not perfect, but he does. The second thing I learned from my daddy was to believe that God answers several prayers. My daddy's prayed a lot for a long time, and I've heard my daddy pray. Of course, today I was expecting to see those keys rattling in his pocket, and it didn't happen. We'll get that later. But I don't remember ever hearing him pray a long-winded, real illustrious prayer. He always just said what he wanted to say, asked for what he needed, and then he was done. And God always answers his prayers. So I learned to pray simple prayers.
You run out of gas.
I learned from my daddy to be honest. If Daddy was ever not honest in business dealing, I don't know.